Hey everybody, Dan from Kitsap CrossFit bringing you the home WOD for Friday, March 27th. Today we are shifting away from the high intensity that we've been doing earlier in the week, and we're bringing it back around to a strength session. We're calling this Swole Sesh because you're going to be feeling all pumped up and ready for the beach if they ever open the beaches back up again. So essentially what we have today is two 10-minute EMOMs, or two workouts that are 10 minutes each, and they are every minute on the minute. Now, you're gonna alternate movements every other minute. So in the first 10-minute EMOM, on the odd minutes, so minutes 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, you're gonna do 5 bench press. And on the even minutes, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, you'll do 10 pendlay rows or bent over rows. Both of these are intended to be done with the barbell. After that, you will immediately go into another 10-minute alternating EMOM, but this time the two different movements will be, on the odd minutes, you'll do 10 dumbbell pullovers and 15 barbell bicep curls. And then we have some accessory work at the end. Okay, so what I want to talk about is, what are your options if you don't have a bench, you don't have a barbell, and you don't have dumbbells to do these movements? So I went searching around my house, and in my garage I found our big cooler that we use when we go out for parties and things like that, and I use that as my bench. To do the bench press, what I did, instead of using a barbell, because it would have been pretty hard to do for any load in this situation, I used a 53-pound kettlebell, and I did single arm kettlebell bench press, 5 reps per arm per minute. Now, if you don't have a kettlebell, another option would be, I grabbed a bumper plate, but you could grab anything else that's fairly heavy, and what you would do then is do a slow tempo bench press. So instead of doing it for speed, you're gonna go down for 5 seconds, hold, and in that hold I'm actually hovering just above my chest, not resting on my chest. I'm hovering just above for 5, and then slowly pushing back up for 5. So really thinking about this as a time under tension scenario. Finally, if you don't really have a good option for that, you could just do push-ups. And here what I did was I actually elevated my feet up on the steps, so I'm doing kind of like a decline push-up, and I'm doing, again, a slower version of the push-up so that I increase time under tension. For the pendlay rows, what I did was I just did a bent over single arm row using the kettlebell. Again, what I did was 10 rows per arm. Another option, if you happen to have a band, I happen to have a band here, so I could do banded pendlay rows, or here's a creative option. I found a little blanket on our couch. I've rolled that up, wrapped it around a post on our basement stairs, and used that blanket to serve as basically doing like a ring row. And again, I'm going to do a slow, controlled ring row so that I get a good contraction of all those muscles. So that's one, those are some options that you could use for the first 10-minute EMOM. Now, for the second 10-minute EMOM, again, I used my bench for the dumbbell pullovers. I could do, you can do kettlebell pullovers. I also used a bumper plate. And then I just kind of searched around and found something else, and I found we have a weight vest. Our weight vest happens to be a 40-pound weight vest, so I did pullovers using a weight vest. But again, you could use anything that has a decent amount of weight that's going to allow you to get that range of motion. Okay, for the bicep curls, I guess I could have used the kettlebell, but I didn't. What I ended up doing was I have a medicine ball, and I did some slow controlled medicine ball curls. I also went outside and found my favorite little rock in the yard, and did some bicep curls with the rock. Another option, this is a pretty creative option, was we have a big heavy rope. It's actually a heavy jump rope, but I'm going to use this for isometric hold bicep curls. So what I did was I started with my hands down toward my sides, my arms fairly extended, and just curled as hard as I could for a set. Then I shifted my position so that I could get a little bit more flexion in the elbows and curled as hard as I could against the rope again. And then I shifted one more time and curled as hard as I can to get some tension into the bicep. Now, remember, if you want a really effective bicep curl, while you're curling, you gotta look down and stare at your biceps. And then of course, you gotta kiss the guns when you're done. So isometric holds are a really interesting option if you just don't have any weight, but you have something that you can pull against. All right, now we also have some accessory work here today, and the accessory work is 50 reps of dumbbell tricep extensions. And I don't have, well, I do have one dumbbell at home, but it's 50 pounds. That is not gonna work for a dumbbell tricep extension. So I need something significantly lighter. So I'm going with refried beans. Now, because these are really, really light, what I'm going to do with these tricep extensions is I'm gonna really squeeze the back of my arm as much as I can with each rep to try to create as much tension as possible. So I'm just gonna bend over and I'm just gonna push back, squeeze, and relax. Push back, squeeze, and relax. And again, because of this principle of time under tension, if I do these 50 reps with really squeezing and contracting those triceps, trust me, when I'm done, the back of my arms are going to be screaming, and I'm gonna have big guns when the beaches open up again. All right, well, enjoy today's strength session, and we'll be bringing it back around to intensity next week. Thanks, and have a great day.